Good morning, world. This is Tyler Campbell, and welcome to what I'm calling my word for the week. And this week's word of the week is titled, You Cannot Do Better Until You Actually Know Better. True story. About 2.5 months ago, I was awakened out of my sleep by our dog Petey, who was barking at 1 o'clock in the morning repeatedly. I could not get him to stop. I walk from the bedroom into the living room. I check on the dog. He's okay, but I noticed that the hallway light is on, and I didn't leave it on. I also noticed down the hallway that my son's bathroom door is closed, but the light is on. And as I'm getting closer and closer to the bathroom door, the carpet is getting more wet and more wet and more wet with each and every step. I reach down to open the door handle, but in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, Tyler, this is not going to be a good experience for you. And my mind did not let me down, y'all. I opened the door. Our 3-year-old son is on top of his footstool, water overflowing out of the sink. He had found a way to clog the drain. Both of the side drawers to the sides of the sink are both filled up with water to the brim, and his toys are just swimming around everywhere. And he's smiling at me. I grab little man. I turn the faucet off, and I commence to what I want to call Operation Daddy Cleanup. I grab every single towel, every single shirt, and I'm trying to scoop the water out with cups and trying to clean up this catastrophe that has just taken place. After about 45 minutes, I got the situation somewhat under control. The carpet was so wet, y'all, I was even on my hands and knees with my wife's handheld hair dryer going over the carpet, thinking that would make some type of difference, because at this point, I'm panicking as a man. I know my wife is going to kill me when she sees the way this bathroom is. I get up off my knees because I know that the hair dryer isn't working. I go check on my son. By this time, he's made his way to his bedroom, and he's fallen asleep. And I'm trying to keep myself under composure because I just almost lost my religion when I was in the bathroom. That's how angry and how upset that I was. I raise little man up out of his sleep. He's rubbing his eyes like this. He's rubbing his eyes and he wakes up. And I look at him and I say, son, what in the wild world of sports were you thinking overflowing the sink like that? And he smiled at me. And I was just so irritated. He smiled at me and he said, Daddy, my toys, my buddies, they wanted to go swimming, so I built them a swimming pool in our bathroom. I solved their problem, Daddy. Didn't I do a good job? And I was so dumbfounded. I was so filled up with anger. I was so mad. I didn't even know what to say. I just said, okay, son, go back to sleep. We'll talk about this tomorrow. So I go back to sleep. I'm mad. He goes to sleep. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning because we got to get his haircut at the barber shop. So we wake up. We drive 15 minutes to the barber shop. And none of us talked to each other the whole while down. I said to myself, I am not talking to this little boy. I'm so mad. We get to the barbershop. Our barber, Jermaine, is waiting to cut little man's hair. I get little man. I put him in the chair. And I tell my barber, because I got to tell somebody at this point. I tell my barber, I say, man, Jermaine, you will not believe what this little guy did to me last night. And I tell him the story, and he's laughing. He's joking. He's kidding. And after he calms down a little bit, he touches me on the shoulder. He touches me on the shoulder and he says, Campbell, you got to understand something. If your son would have thought that he was doing something wrong, he would have jumped off that footstool. He would have been scared. He would have panicked. He may have even cried because he knew that he was doing something wrong. But since he looked at you and smiled and he told you that he really thought he was meeting the needs of a problem and that you would be happy for him, he really didn't know he was doing anything wrong. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. We get home. My wife is awake by now, and I know I have to fess up and tell her what exactly took place. And she's laughing, and then she says, well, babe, sometimes people can't do better until they know better. And I was like, wow. I was blown away. And I was like, she said a mouthful right there. And maybe you all as individuals are seeing people on a regular basis who continue to just get themselves into trouble, continue to get themselves into tough situations. And you're thinking to yourself, man, why can't they just get it? Have you ever thought that person may actually not know any better, therefore they're not doing any better? Maybe there's somebody who's on your job that you just keep getting into conflicts with, and you can't understand why this person doesn't understand that they're rubbing you the wrong way, or their actions are causing more and more conflict. Have you ever thought that maybe if you talk to that individual and tell them what's bothering you, or tell them what they're doing and how it's irritating you, they might not make those same mistakes anymore, Or have you ever thought about your spouse and how your spouse's actions are continuing to just bother you? Communication is key. Understand that until you actually talk to your spouse and tell them that what they're doing and how it's bothering you, it could change the situation completely, total 180. But people won't do better unless you can be that vessel to help them know better. That's my word of the week. Everybody boss up. Have a blessed day.